Okay, so for number 10, I'm going to start with the top. I'm actually going to break this down and do factor by grouping. So in one set, I'm going to put 2x cubed minus 3x squared. In the other set, I'm going to put negative 2x plus 3. Now, I'm just dealing with the numerator here. So I'm just going to break this down as much as possible. So here, I know that both of these have an x squared. So that's something that they have in common. So I'm going to take out the greatest common factor of x squared. When I'm finished, I've got 2x minus 3. Now over here for this grouping, I'm actually going to take out a negative 1. So we actually change the signs and I get 2x minus 3. Now, this is fundamental for when you factor by grouping. If the two numbers in two expressions inside parentheses are the same, then you know you did everything right. So now, the grouping part, I take the x squared and put it with the negative 1. The other set of parentheses is what's already in parentheses, the 2x minus 3. Now, this is all my numerator, and I'm not quite done yet, because x squared minus 1 is a difference of perfect squares. So that's actually x plus 1 times x minus 1 times 2x minus 3. So this entire expression is just the numerator. Now over here, I'm going to deal with the denominator. So both of these terms have an x in them. So it's x times x squared minus 1. But if you remember, we just talked about the fact that x squared minus 1 is a difference of perfect squares. So it's really x times x plus 1 times x minus 1. And that's our denominator. So now I can take this make it the numerator like it's supposed to be, and then this becomes our denominator. And there's our rational expression. Now, before I deal with anything here, I need my excluded values. So I have to establish x cannot be 0 because I have an x by itself. X also cannot be negative 1 because I have x plus 1 in parentheses. And finally, x cannot be positive 1. So before I do any simplifying, we establish what x is not allowed to be. Now we can go through and find what we can get rid of. Here, we've got x plus 1 with x plus 1. We also have x minus 1 with x minus 1. So our function, f of x, equals, in the numerator, we still have 2x minus 3. In the denominator, we still have an x. And that's our function with the exclusion that x cannot be 0, -1, or +1. And that's our final answer for question